Hey guys, it's Wednesday, so you know what that means. We're here with another episode of Weekly Weird News.
Probably our favorite show.
Yeah, it's been getting pretty dark these last few weeks, but let's lighten everything up with a little holiday cheer.
Yeah.
We're talking about Christmas. I mean, chestnuts roasting on an open fire, Jack Frost nipping at your nose, giving and receiving gifts, and maybe, just maybe, getting a kiss under some mistletoe.
Traditionally, mistletoe is simply hung above a door frame, but it's 2014 and some people think our traditions need some updating.
Well, they do. Restaurant chain TGI Fridays, where employees don't just wear uniforms, they wear fucking flair. They certainly thought mistletoe needed a 21st century update, and they decided the best way to implement mistletoe into their restaurant's holiday decorations was to attach it to a quadcopter drone and fly it around the restaurant while people eat.
I love this. So the second I saw this, I had an image in my brain of what it looked like, and I went and I watched the promotional video for it, and it lived up to all expectations.
They were watching your dreams.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're calling it mobile mistletoe, and it sounds like a real holiday spectacle, right? Well, the Brooklyn Daily certainly thought so, and they sent one of their photographers down to Fridays to check it out. And it cut up her face.
Yes, it did. Miniature aircraft flying around a crowded restaurant. How could that go wrong? Turns out that when the very trustworthy looking man operating this drone, pictured here, offered to show off his drone skills by landing it on the photographer's hand, she flinched and one of the 4 uncovered blades on the drone slashed her in the nose and below her mouth.
Yep, let me just reiterate that they're not only using drones,
there's no protection.
Yeah, they sell drones that block the blades. They're not using those here. But anyway, Fridays has a loyal, dedicated customer base, and those who were present in the restaurant when it happened didn't really seem bothered by it.
I'm just enjoying my chicken fingers and mozzarella sticks. One customer commented, "It was like a scratch on her nose. I've seen far more worse blood than that." To this customer, apparently, a little bit of blood is just part of the TGI Fridays dining experience.
It just usually comes out of your butthole.
Yeah, I just want to say on this story, before we move on to the next one, the idea of a hostess or someone at TGI Fridays just operating a mistletoe-toting drone
is
terrifying. The funniest thing. I can't believe that it's real.
I wouldn't be able to concentrate on my food knowing that there's a fucking propeller spinning around somewhere in the restaurant.
I love that story so much. But let's move on.
Well, if the cat in this next story had his face cut open by a drone, he might be actually totally all right because he has another face.
Yeah, or at least he did back when he was still alive.
Oh.
This poor little guy exhausted all of his 9 lives and died after living 15 whole human years with 2 full faces.
The cat was named Frank and Louie after being born with 2 faces, 2 mouths, 2 noses, and a 3rd eye. Pictures of this cat are obviously really trippy. His face kind of looks like one of those optical illusion images that you can't really figure out, or just a weird Photoshop job. But he's real.
Yeah, and anyway, the creepy cat's owner, Marty Stevens, said veterinarians believe the cause of death was cancer. Oh wow.
Frank and Louie made it into the 2012 edition of Guinness World Records as the longest surviving member of a group called Janus cats, who rarely survive in their condition.
Yeah.
So R.I.P. Frank and Louie.
Yeah. But we're not done talking about cats because this is Weekly Weird News and cats are fucking weird.
Oh yeah. Now, usually when you spot stray cats roaming around the streets, they have matted hair, muddy feet, dirty grayish brownish fur, and beady, soulless dead eyes.
Aw.
But not this Bulgarian beauty.
Oh, okay. Well, this awesome turquoise cat has been spotted living in the streets of Varna, Bulgaria, and no one knows what the hell its deal is. People that have spotted the cat thought maybe some punk kids or mysterious street vandals had dyed its fur this turquoise color, or maybe he's just trying to be artistic.
He does look great.
Yeah.
Now, these concerned neighborhood watchers set up a Facebook page in an attempt to find the cat painting culprit, because Facebook always solves street mysteries, right?
Yeah, that's what it's good for. But the turquoise color has stayed this very, very bright hue and hasn't shown any signs of fading. And apparently this is because the cat sleeps on top of an abandoned pile of synthetic green paint in a garage. Sounds very comfortable.
Yeah, good. Real hospitable for a cat. So basically, every time he goes back to take a little cat nap, he puts on a nice new thick coat of turquoise fur paint.
Yeah. Some residents said that this fur dyeing happened to another cat once last year, so it doesn't seem to be that harmful to the cat's health and seems to be pretty frequent over there in Bulgaria, I guess.
Yeah, this is a Bulgarian problem.
Yeah.
These lurking cat watchers have been snapping pictures of the cat nonstop, and a few have tried to catch him to clean the paint off, to no avail.
Yeah. But clearly catching a stray cat is not that simple, so just let the little guy live and show off his gorgeous green coat, because he looks great.
Fabulous.
But let's switch gears from cute furry cats to weird furry humans. We're talking about furries, and they're not even the weirdest part of this next story.
The Midwest Fur Fest
Love
event
the name.
in Rosemont, Illinois, where thousands of costume-wearing fans of anthropomorphic animal art and culture gathered to, I don't know what they do exactly. They were attacked with poisonous gas.
Jesus Christ, what is wrong with people? At around 12:40 a.m. the night before the final day of the Midwest Fur Fest, furry guests at the local Hyatt Hotel began complaining of a noxious odor, with many furries becoming nauseous and dizzy.
Upon investigation, it was found that the odor was chlorine gas, which, if you know your history, was the first substance ever used in chemical warfare back in World War I.
Yeah, someone had dumped a shitload of chlorine powder in one of the hotel's stairwells in what police concluded as an intentional act.
It's an act of terrorism.
They're trying to gas the furries.
19 furries ended up at the hospital from exposure to the gas, but Midwest Fur Fest organizers refused to let this blatant attack on their lifestyle get in the way of day 3 of the event, saying in a statement, "We ask you to continue to be patient and remember that the volunteers who make Midwest Fur Fest happen intend to give 110% to make sure that the fun, friendship, and good times of Midwest Fur Fest 2014 overshadow last night's unfortunate incident."
I mean, we'll admit we don't really get the whole furry thing, and we're honestly a little bit weirded out by it, but they don't deserve to be gassed.
No.
No, they're not hurting anyone.
Messed up.
They're
Leave
just
them alone.
yiffing up in their hotel rooms. They're having a great time.
Do you know who else isn't hurting anyone?
No.
Fucking anacondas. Yeah, those
what?
massive snakes down in the Amazon that everyone's so terrified of. There's never been a single reported fatal attack on a human ever.
God damn it, I was lied to by that movie in the 90s. Well, that's just one of the many fun facts that we learned from biologist David Steen, PhD's scathing live tweets of Discovery Channel's stupid Eaten Alive special, where some jackass calling himself a naturalist decided to let an anaconda eat him to raise awareness or some shit.
Except if you actually sat and watched the whole 2-hour waste of time, you know that he totally didn't get eaten.
No.
Because anacondas, again, do not eat people.
Apparently, I still side with the movie on this one. The whole thing was a bunch of horse shit from start to finish, but Dr. David Steen's live Twitter takedown of the dumb show was glorious.
So when Paul Rosalie, the idiot trying to get himself eaten, mentions that he's gonna cover himself in pig's blood to be more appetizing, Stern points out that no, you idiot, snakes aren't attracted to pig's blood.
Yeah, at one point, Steen mentions that Discovery Channel is using audio of North American frogs and toads in the background, even though they're in the Amazon.
Oh, good job, Discovery Channel. When Rosalie starts getting attacked by the snake, Steen clarifies that, hey, jackass, those bites are defensive bites and it's not trying to eat you, it just wants you to get the hell out of the way.
Yeah, and my favorite, man, those snakes sure are aggressive and deadly when you put on a giant metal suit and try to stick your head in their mouths.
And once Rosalie pussied out of getting eaten before the snake was even able to eat him, Steen tweeted out, the lesson, of course, would have to be that getting eaten alive by a snake is probably not something anyone needs to worry about.
Yeah, and then we heard a lot from Paul Rosalie that the snake wasn't harmed in the filming, but what if Eaten Alive's goal was actually accomplished?
Yeah, that's a good point. What if it had actually eaten him? What would they have done?
He would have exploded out of the snake's stomach.
They would have definitely harmed the snake.
Oh,
so,
Jesus.
Fair point, sir. Anyway, Eaten Alive was Discovery Channel's most watched nature special in years, so even though it was a stupid, exploitative, scientifically inaccurate bore fest, they'll probably just keep making more shit like this. Good job, America.
What animal do you want to see eat a human after this one? Well, it's now a weekly weird tradition to satisfy your Florida man sweet tooth, so here you go. This next guy may not actually be from Florida, but he brought his artsy New York towns with him to act a fool in Miami.
Callan Sherrard is a New York street artist who was in Miami to partake in its trendy Art Basel thing.
Basil?
Basil.
Basil?
But he wasn't there to admire abstract art with the likes of Kim Kardashian and Miley Cyrus. He was there to bash and protest the wealthy people it attracts. Yeah. All right, I'm on board so far.
After protesting the rich with about 30 other people inside the convention center, police noticed them demonstrating with masks and ranting loudly, so they began to kick the rowdy crowd out of the building. Mr. Sherrard began walking out of the building in cooperation, but then decided to reach into his pants. Maybe for a weapon?
Nope, it was his penis.
Yes.
Well, actually, a fake penis. So naturally, the cops were alarmed as they saw him reaching into his pants for an unknown object, but then they were creeped out to see him pull out a fake penis instead.
That's better than an actual gun.
Or an actual penis.
Oh, yeah, you got me there too. He was then arrested along with a friend for disturbing the peace and resisting an officer without violence, and hasn't offered up any answers or explanations as to why he was walking around all day wearing a dildo, or why he thought it'd be nice to whip it out on the cops.
It's just art, man. You just don't get it.
Yeah.
So as Sherrard and his rebel friends were being arrested, they continued aggressively yelling, "Fuck Art Basel! Fuck all you rich people!"
Yeah, rich people just don't get art. Another great quote came from a Miami Beach police officer who was informed that the guy they just arrested was an activist and artist. He sighed and said, "Only us." Yes, only you. You're a cop in Florida. You should be used to this.
Yeah.
By now, you've seen it all.
And finally, we're just gonna leave you guys with some holiday cheer in the form of jiggling jingle boobs.
Yeah, if you haven't been feeling joyful already, you'll definitely get right into the holiday spirit by watching this girl twerk her boobs to the song Jingle Bells. God bless America. Happy holidays, everyone.
Yeah.
Every time...
This video freaks me out more than it excites me, to be honest. Like,
every time a bell rings,
weird.
this angel twerks her boobs. That's a good thing to leave off on today. Gets everyone in the holiday spirit.
So are you guys glad that this week we avoided cum jars and...
I am.
And cum jars.
And lots of death.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, that girl got her face chopped up in TGI Fridays, but
It wasn't that bad.
if that's the worst thing that happens to you after eating at TGI Fridays, you're doing okay.
Yeah.
We'll see you guys next time.